do this, people. If that is your real name. Oh, whoa, careful. Work out something else. Just because. There's Nick's in. There's a son of a... I mean, there's Nick. What's up, Nicholas? I was watching near the end yesterday, but was driving, so couldn't type. All right. I get it. You know, you got an excuse. Valid or not, who knows? But you still have an excuse, so I'll give it to you. Are you excited about Def Leppard's new single? No. That is definitely... I haven't been excited about Def Leppard since I was in junior high. Does it sound like every other song they've produced in the last, I don't know, 40 years? What do you call it? Overproduced with weird sounds and things in the background. But it's a tribute to 70s glam rock. Okay, that died in the 70s. Nobody gives a crap. Oh, you're playing stuff that sounds like the New York Dolls or Mott the Hoople or any of those bands? Okay. No thanks. They're just a bunch of old guys now. I listened to it once and am good. Yeah. Yeah, like every 5 years they release an album, 10 years, whatever. And there's always like that single, and I'm like, that's not really that good. That just sounds like the same crap. I saw them when I was in high school. They did the In the Round thing, the round stage thing. And then I saw them probably in the early 90s. I don't remember what album it was, but they pretty much played almost the entire new album, and they played no old songs. They did the encore of like Photograph and like maybe Rock of Ages, and then they played Good Golly Miss Molly. And I'm like, you motherfuckers have 100 songs you could play right now, you know? And you're covering some song from the 60s. What are you doing? Nobody wants that old stuff, only what they do. That's basically was their attitude. Was, no, nobody's here to listen to the old stuff, the songs that you know. You're here because we have a new album, and you want to hear the new album live, which is bullcrap. So I swore I would never, ever see them live again, even if I got tickets. Even if Joe Elliott said, hey, come up on stage and sing backup for me, and then bang all these chicks, I'd be like, no thanks, buddy. I'm good. You're not going to play anything off of On Through the Night? I'm good. No wonder that guy drank himself to death. No wonder that guy purposely lost his arm. Iron Maiden does that at times as well. That's why I stopped seeing them live in concert. I never got suckered, but it's like one part of the tour, and they never tell you, it's never the beginning or the end. One part of the tour is we're only going to play the new album, and then we're going to do like 3 or 4 songs for the encore that you would know. And I think that's annoying. Nobody wants to see those songs. You do like you play 3, maybe 4 songs from the new album, but your other 15 songs you play are old stuff that people actually listen to. And you sprinkle the new songs in. Hey, here's a new song that you're probably not going to like because it's not as good as our first 5 albums kind of thing. But don't just go, hey, we're going to play the whole new album in its entirety. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to listen to that crap. And I know people who paid big bucks for Def Leppard or for Iron Maiden, and then they're like, oh yeah, they played the new album, which I'm not a fan of. I like that 1 or 2 songs. No thanks. And there's my first rant for the Positive Friday. There's Mr. Frank. Speaking of positive rants. Maybe Mr. Frank will review the new Def Leppard song. Mid, yeah. I haven't heard it. I'm not going out of my way to find it. You know it's mid. You don't even know there's a new song, but you just know. You just know that song is mid. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with each other. Pour some insurance. Exactly. Oh. I don't know who their fans would be now. Like I don't know. I didn't see the Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, Joan Jett thing. I had no interest in that at all. But I wonder if they just did a greatest hits package or if they did the bullshit of let's just play all of our new songs. We want all of our fans to, all the people out there to just listen to this new garbage. They are adult contemporary. I'm going to agree with that. I wouldn't even consider them classic rock. Watched a doc on Z100 last night on Prime. Really, it was a Scott Shine documentary. Really, Z100. What's the? You never remember the name of that one? Scott Shine. God, remember that old fogey? Worst to first, the Z100 store is something close to that. Okay. I will have to find that. What was the worst? WNEW. 10-10 wins. That Spanish station, what was it? That had all the hip Latina DJs on it, screaming and yelling, talking in Spanish, playing the new Fly songs. What's the first? The true story of Z100 New York, not rated documentary. All right. It's on Prime, so I will have to check that out. It seems like one of those documentaries that if you lived in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, maybe you know what the hell Z100 is. Otherwise, you're like, yeah, I don't know what the. I live in Iowa. I don't know what the hell that is. Scott Shannon, the Savior. It should have been the Mr. Leonard's. Oh my God, Mr. Leonard. I remember that. I remember they beat that to death. Mr. Leonard only got a brief not seriously. Mr. Leonard was like every 5 seconds you had that garbage on. And they didn't reveal who Mr. Leonard was. What? Let's look it up. Probably somebody we had no idea. Who was Mr. Leonard? Who was Mr. Leonard on Z100? Leonard, of course. John Rio. It sounds a bit like W. Carey. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who he is. John Rio. Rio took the character to other stations like Z100's Morning Zoo New York, WBMX Boston, and KPLX The Wolf in Dallas. John Rio was a comedic mainstay of the morning show at WMMS FM 100.7 for years. The character is the creation of comedian John Cirillo, California native who uses John Rio as his stage name. Rio created the Mr. Leonard character over several years at stations in Houston, New York, and Philadelphia before his Cleveland debut. want to see images. I want to see images of Mr. Leonard. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Nope, no idea. Well, there you go. The stream is educational, right? We figured out who Mr. Leonard was. It's like reading Rainbow with a white guy. Right. I'm the white guy. Do your best Mr. Leonard impersonation. So Nick is, oh, God. Remember, it's been, I don't know, 100 years. Like, I know in my mind, and I know it's wrong, is the Mr. Higgins when, what is it, Captain Jenks from Howard Stern called into the news about the OJ thing. He said, I see he's OJ. He looks scared. But that wasn't Mr. Leonard. It was just like a really weird, it was a really weird voice. Just look it up. Look it up, Nick. I mean, if you want to. If you don't want to, then don't. He was like, Mr. Leonard. I don't know. I got nothing. Yeah, it's too high pitched for me. I have a very masculine voice. Yeah, my bit rate just plummeted. I'm not sure what just happened there. My internet seems okay. My internet just keeps, every day it goes out. And every day then my wife gets the email. That was pretty decent though, right? I mean, you thought I was in the room for a second. Every day my wife's like, oh yeah, they're saying it'll drop for like 3 hours. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to go read a book. Like an Amish person. Like an Amish book. One of those Amish mystery romances. Yeah, you gotta go really high with it. Mr. Leonard! You gotta hit the high note on that one. I don't remember any of the routines. I don't remember it really being all that funny. Yeah, again, my bit rate has dropped significantly. I want to remind everybody, if they can hear this, to resubscribe and also subscribe on the YouTube. A bit chippy. Hello, Governor. I got to the next page too, by the way, just in case Nick was still listening. Or you might be listening to Mr. Leonard right now. I mostly just listen to Howard Stern every morning. Me and my brother would get up early for school, and we put Howard Stern on in my room and his room. We'd both be listening, and my mom would yell for us to turn that shit off. And we would laugh, and we would laugh. Next page, Nixon! Next page! Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. Went and hung out with Win. You both will be meeting Win in about a little over a month. And me, him, and Andrea went to Mukama Coffee this morning. I wonder what Mr. Leonard thinks of the new Def Leppard. I wonder what Corey Taylor thinks of it. So here's my problem. It's almost an hour. Yeah, once I discovered Stern, there's no Z Morning. Exactly. My mother would listen to Z Morning Zoo. She thought they were funny. I did not think they were funny. I thought too many of the background noises and the dumb things. Bad English, can I join? You can join. Bad English like the John Waite Band? Or bad English like you speak bad English? Because we also speak bad English here. Every time I go down there, there's a guy named Win to meet. Exactly. So I get there early. I get there, I'm the first one there because there was no traffic, so I did it in like 45 minutes. I gotta get up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, which is ridiculous. I drive all the way down to the coffee shop. Now there's 30 something people in this writers group, and yet only 3 of us were there. So just a bunch of people who are not. I'm not native. You're still good. You're still good. And so I get in line. There's an old lady in front of me for coffee. Right. That's all there is. Place is like maybe a dozen people in there. Three girls, 3 20-somethings working the counter. And the old lady orders her coffee and pays for it. And then another woman walks in. I guess it was her daughter, also old. And she walks right up. Now there's a line. There's like 5 people behind me. She walks right up to the front. Hey, Mom. And then she orders a coffee and a muffin. And I'm like, I wanted to say, hey, bitch, there's a line here. But I didn't. Then one of the girls says to the girl who's taking the orders, hey, stop and help us catch up. And I notice, so I guess their computer system is out. And they're handwriting everything like animals. And there's like, I count 15 orders on the table. And I'm like, I don't think there's even 15 people in this place. How are you have so many orders backed up? And why are there 2 of you making coffees and neither of you is doing anything? You know? It's one of those, you go to a place and like a waiter or waitress running around like a chicken with their head cut off, but they're not doing anything. That's what these girls were doing. So I got a bad knee. My knee's still bothering me. So I've got to lean up on the counter. Literally 10 minutes just standing there, and I'm getting pissed. And now there's like 20 people behind me in line. There's more people in line than there are sitting and having coffee. So she finally comes, she's like, oh, I'm really sorry. The computer went out, and I said, anyway, I just like cut her off. I'm like, anyway, like I don't give a fuck about your whole story here. I just want a cup. All I want is a cup of coffee. That's all I'm ordering. I just want a cup of coffee. So she rings it, and she's like, okay. She's like, we'll get that right out to you. And I said, okay, knowing that she's not. And then I sit down. And then she calls me. She's like, coffee for Mondo? And that's me. I go up, I get it. I sit back down. It is now 9:30. 20 minutes. All she had to do was pour the coffee in. And I put my own cream and sugar in the coffee. It's not like you have to do anything other than fill a cup of coffee. And I'm like, this is just, I hate coming to this place. So when Win and Andrew show up, I said, hey, can we change this? I don't care if it's somewhere else in the area, but this place sucks. I am not happy coming here. Every time you come, they don't know what they're doing. It's ridiculous that there's that many things. Here's the thing. If all of these orders are all these stupid, fancy coffee orders, maybe cut down and don't have, 400 of them on the menu. Because there was one of the girls who was obviously new, and she kept looking at the laminated sheet of what goes in and what you got to do, and I'm like, ugh. I was going to order a bagel, but I've ordered bagels there before, and it takes, again, 20 minutes. And all they're doing is cutting a bagel in half and toasting it. And then they give you the bagel, and they give you a little thing of cream cheese. I'm like, it should not take you 20 minutes to do this. Dunkin' does all that and puts the cream cheese on the bagel. Most of the time, not good. They don't spread it evenly, but at least they put it on, and it takes all of 5 minutes. So, there you go. But then on the way home, I got Dunkin'. So now my bit rate says it's great. I got the best bit rate in all the land. Anybody doing anything exciting this weekend? Any exciting plans? Anyone? I will be likely getting some writing in. I would imagine my wife will go and see her mom this weekend. So, excuse me. That was all me. All me. So I will probably get some writing in this weekend. I took Tuesday off from writing. Probably haven't gotten enough writing in today that I'm going to count it as anything, so maybe the rest of today I will take off as well. There you go. I'm also tired. I might just take a nap. Looks like it might rain. Rain would be good. I wanted to see the Ghost movie, but Tommy Clark had to spoil it immediately. I still have him snoozed. Why, they have a movie now? And I'm sure he... What was it? So is the new Ghost movie. It's like Othello meets Star Wars. I did talk about... with Win and Andrea, I did talk about seeing... going and watching... Under Paris the other day, the shark movie. Going to see a performance of Toy Story with orchestra on Sunday. It's free. Orchestra, that's the name of your imaginary girlfriend. You named her Orchestra. That's weird. That's a little odd for a name, but you know what? Good for you. I mean, if you're gonna ghost like Patrick Swayze. Yeah, Tommy Clark went and saw a Patrick Swayze movie. We watched more of The Shield last night. We're almost done with season 2. There was something else we added to our list I wanted to watch. I don't remember what it was now. I don't remember. Hopefully, when she gets off at 3 today, and then she's going to get a massage, and then she should be home by 5 o'clock. And for yesterday was our 10-year engagement anniversary. And she made Big Ziti last night, which is my favorite meal. Is that the season where Vic Mackey breaks the rules to get things done? No, we haven't gotten to that part yet. But thanks for ruining it for me. So far, everything Vic Mackey does is legal and above board. So now I know he's going to break a rule. Oh. Thanks for ruining that one for me. You got a friend in cheese. I think I'll try to watch Sharks in Paris this weekend. No, Under Paris. Sharks in Paris is probably another equally bad shark movie. I like how sophisticated Nick is. He goes to the opera. He goes to see theater performances with orchestras. Crazy. He probably goes to museums and stuff. I mean, me and my wife have gone to museums. I went to the Pez Museum, which is a lot of fun. I went to the comic book museum, which is a lot of fun. So, we do museums. One night in Paris. You are fancy. You are very, very fancy. Some might say too fancy. I might even say that. Next up, the Cheese Museum. There's got to be a cheese museum, right? I would imagine there's a cheese museum. I'm going to look that up right now. We're going to learn things today, people. We're learning stuff. Is there a cheese museum? Cuba, New York, the Cuba Cheese Museum. Or do they say Cuba? Ingersoll, Ontario, Canada. National Historic Cheese Museum. Monroe, Wisconsin. That's weird it's in Wisconsin, right? Oh, it closes at 3 o'clock. Have you gone to this, the Cheese Institute? Escape to America's Dairyland with a visit to the only National Historic Cheesemaking Center Museum located in the heart of cheese country, Monroe, Wisconsin. Nick knows where that is. If you ever go there, Nick, if you ever go to that, I would like a fridge magnet from it. It's a modern, friendly, interactive museum recently opened in December 2017. Shows the whole process of making the cheese. They slaughter the cows right in front of you, it says. And they drain all the milk out of them. Pretty interesting. They have a big cheese festival every 2 years. That big of a deal. That is a big deal. Although maybe if it was a bigger deal, you could argue they'd have it every year. But still, every 2 years is still. Mr. Frank says, in 2018, archaeologists discovered a solid, whitish mass of cheese in an Egyptian tomb that was likely made from sheep's and goat's milk around 3,200 years ago. The cheese was found in the tomb of Thames for you people from New Jersey, a high-ranking official in the 13th century BC, at the Saqqara necropolis near Cairo. The tomb was originally discovered in 1885, but was lost due to shifting sands before being rediscovered in 2010. Interesting. Cheese is everywhere. It's just not a Wisconsin treat. It's also an Egyptian treat, apparently. I heard when Alexander the Great took over Egypt, he said, "Let them eat cheese." That's a famous quote from him. I don't know if that's a famous quote. This might be a quote. I'd have to check the Alexander the Great lyrics for the Iron Maiden song to know if that was really part of the history. Nick would taste it, yep. Probably as delicious as opening up a pack of 1955 Topps baseball cards and chewing on the gum. Page am I on here? Oh, I'm on the last page of that. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'm getting tired. I think I need a nap. Everybody have a great weekend. I might be on this weekend. Who knows? Who can say? Bazooka grape. Delicious. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had bazooka gum. It's one of those things you don't even think about, you know? Maybe we should. Maybe we should all think about bazooka gum. Alright, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for joining me on this Friday. Nick has to get a haircut anyway. You should probably have like 6 weeks or something before you get here. 5 weeks. You should probably wait so you look your finest wearing a suit when you get off the plane. All right, I will talk to everybody. I'll definitely see you guys on Monday, but I might see you Saturday and or Sunday. So enjoy it. Get them all cut. You slay me, Frank.